Hiya.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah. Hold on. Hey, Ma. Oh, Dean, I hold on a second. Let me turn it off.
Would that be?
Huh?
Oh, okay.
What did you say? I couldn't hear you.
So the running part is jump rope. I don't know what it's called, where you do one leg and the other.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. I'm actually really bad at it, so it
Yeah, it's like a boxing thing, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like how boxers do it.
Oh, okay.
I've been having the hardest time connecting to Facebook to go live on the Facebook. Wouldn't work last night. Not working now. Let's see what happens if I switch that signal and redo it. Okay, now I'm on that. Now I'm going to stop. Live on Facebook. I miss Lola. How are you?
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, you unmuted it. Oh,
I unmuted you. I did it.
Oh, okay. She was playing music, so I was unmuted first.
Oh.
Hi.
Hi.
We could listen to her music. I'm good with that.
Yeah. I mean, as long as it's not Baby Shark. That's my one rule.
No. That's for like the 1 year younger set.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We'll have a little bit of The Little Mermaid right now.
Good choice.
So my wife
Lola, you have good taste.
My wife loves Little Mermaid like irrationally. She knows every single word and regularly, spontaneously, with no influence of children around, breaks into song from Little Mermaid. Now, the nice part about that is my wife is a wonderful singer, so she can actually carry the tunes. But I'm so sick of hearing Little Mermaid around the house. And then
Get her a new musical.
Well, out of nowhere, my daughter, who is at her mother's house, not with us right now, gets on FaceTime and we're chatting, and she's like, I watched Little Mermaid today. And I was like, oh, God, here we go. And then they just literally broke into song on the whole thing.
I didn't hear Little Mermaid, or I didn't watch the movie in a long time.
Well, it is a classic. That movie came out when I was a little boy, and I was like your age.
I never even watched the movie, the whole movie of Little Mermaid.
You never watched it?
Yeah, I think it got too scary and we turned it off.
There are some dark moments, as with most Disney movies.
I did one at my friend's house.
And then what's really funny about the whole thing is Cece was watching it over at her mom's house, and she was talking about the evil sea witch Ursula. And she was like, oh yeah, but she didn't know her name. She's like, yeah, the new lady wanted to take her voice and all that stuff. And I was like, you know what's funny? Do you know what that character's name is? She goes, no. I said, it's Ursula. And so my ex-wife starts laughing because she's like, she knows where this is going. And I go, do you know who else is named Ursula? Just no, your grandmother.
No.
My ex-wife's mother's name is Ursula. But she's a lovely person. She didn't try to steal anyone's.
Maybe Lola and Natalie should watch the movie together via Zoom or something.
Yeah. That'd be a good group watch one.
All they could do is sing along without you.
Let's get class here. Hop in on the headphones.
Flamingos for 10.
Oh, they are flamingos. I thought they were real.
So hot.
We'll go sit in the shade.
I want to see them.
Okay, here. I'll put this in the shade so you can still sit in the shade and see everyone.
Okay, can you hear me now? I think you are all muted at the moment.
Yeah, we can.
There you go. There it is. Hey, Patrick, how you doing, man? I feel like I haven't seen you.
Yeah, I went backpacking over the weekend and
Oh, nice. Where'd you go?
this place up by Lake Berryessa. It's like BLM land.
Nice.
So yeah, my legs were shot.
I've never been up to Berryessa, but I really want to see the hole. You know about that? Isn't that where they have that big, huge like hole in the lake?
They do? I don't know. I haven't done much at the lake itself. I've gone to the land around it a bit, but yeah.
What do you mean a hole in the lake?
Okay, so there is an actual, it's some sort of reservoir, the lake is, and they can manage the volume of it with a huge drain pipe. And when I say huge, it's like 20, 30 feet in diameter. And when they drain, it's kind of not crystal clear water, so the pipe there below the falls are very deep, and it looks obviously underground into the other side where it's managed. Reload. Yep. Hole in the water.
Oh, that's crazy. No, I
Can you
haven't
see
seen
the
that.
hole in
So.
the water right there? That's crazy.
Right? But the real thing, just look, like when you see it when the water's lower than that, you go, oh, okay, I see what we're dealing with. But when it's draining, it looks really, really cool. So, I don't know, just kind of want to see that. But the area is supposed to be beautiful, so either way.
Yeah, right now.
Either way, I want to go out there.
Right now is super nice because it's green, but I mean, as it gets more into summer, it's just going to be dry and way hot up there. And so like,
Yeah.
last month, this month are like the months to go out there. It's
Yeah,
so green
for
and
sure.
beautiful.
Well, the weather right now, as tell from my casual normal is just fucking great. So and D. And so really right now, I imagine it was probably, I don't think I showed you. I improved my shooting range here. Here, let's see if I can get this.
I can see your head. Oh, nice.
So I'm standing right now. I measured out exactly 20 yards.
Oh, perfect. That's a good range.
So I did a little work on the yard this weekend. We got the shade sails put up, and we moved the couches and stuff. I made these a long time ago, and then like just reorganized. And I moved my big shed. So now I've got a big long shot, and I actually have, you can't see it, but I have some soup cans down there, so I can do some like kind of precise shooting. And like really challenge myself, but I'm having an absolute blast doing it. So today I'm not lifting. I just went for a 5-mile run, or 5-ish mile, and then I'll do this, and I'm going to shoot after. But yeah, it's like my little thing, just like a little bit of my lift, run, shoot. If nothing else, that's what I do. And my neighbors think I'm crazy, but whatever.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. And then I did yesterday's workout, the same one. I've been doing. You know, honestly, like I'm not doing all of these Metcons that you guys are doing right now, just because it's really hard to like motivate to do jumping lunges by yourself, and you know, I get it. So I'm just trying to do something. So I'm enjoying doing my running. But yesterday I did do the WOD, which was hard. I did that. I actually did the deadlifts with the bar, and then the box jumps, and then all I had was my 2-pood kettlebell. So I'm walking around shirtless in my backyard. Walking around like this with my kettlebell. I'm sure it was quite a sight for my neighbors. But hey, they got to learn sometime. All right, guys. So let's talk. Is Julia back? All I see are flamingos. Oh, there she goes. Is that your fake background or is that real? It's hard to tell in this light. Oh, you're still muted. Oh, there you really are. Oh. It's not like your laundry room or something. It's pretty funny. Okay, guys. So for today, we have got run and dumbbell power cleans. So let's talk about those dumbbell power cleans before we modify for running. Now, pretty quickly with a dumbbell power clean, this can turn into a bicep curl. So I don't want a bicep curl today. So let me talk to you about what's the difference mechanically. Essentially, we're still trying to get our weight from ground to our shoulder, but we always want to be thinking about using the biggest muscles available to us at all times. And I know I'm a broken record. You guys have heard me say this plenty of times in class, but it bears repeating. So we've got our weights on the ground. We can certainly take these weights, and I've effectively achieved a clean, right? But what I did there was I essentially stood up, used my hips to a large extent, and then just did a double bicep curl, right? That's using relatively small muscles in the biceps, all right? Instead, I want momentum created out of the hips and glutes to drive forward and following through with the curl. Now, when we're doing it with a barbell, it's a lot easier to avoid that reverse curl because we can think about the fact that we're pulling ourselves down underneath our barbell to achieve. Focus on driving underneath, getting a little power thing underneath to come underneath that bar or under that weight, right? So let's see a couple of dumbbell power cleans to make sure you're not overemphasizing bicep, you're instead using your butt. Good. And excellent. Mara's actually got her barbell out. That's perfectly fine.
Oh, I want to do it with a barbell. That's
okay. I mean, if you've got a dumbbell, if all you've got is a barbell, do that. But dumbbell is going to add, it's going to be actually more challenging. And hey, Mara, if you're going to use that barbell, I want to make sure that every rep touches the ground.
right? And be careful to not drop it on your pavement there, because even a moderate weight will crack concrete over time. So don't damage your home. Okay? So we are pairing this with a 200-meter run. So if you've got 200 meters to go, great. If not, you can do jump rope. You can do, I think Zena is going to try to do some single, I don't know what we call this style of jump rope, and I'm terrible at this. So let's make a fool out of myself really quickly and see how I do this. Right? So we can always just do our single unders or double unders. That's fine. But Zena was going to do, see, it's really hard. Do it.
I don't even know we're doing that.
Jump rope.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
How long is
There we go. There we go. That was
Roughly?
weird. You want to see me do it again? So I had to start slowly. Just not something I've practiced doing. It's not a hand-eye coordination I've got. Yeah, getting faster and faster, and harder and harder for 200 meters. So that should take us about 2 minutes. Okay. See what you guys got. You can do mountain climbers. Julia, do you have a jump rope?
Yep.
Okay. Jump rope's probably the easiest modification. But if you want to get crazy, hi, Fran. Come here, Fran. Come here, babe. Nope, she doesn't want to come say hi. Yeah. So you are going to do 200 meters of run and 10 dumbbell power cleans. You're going to do as many rounds as you can in 12 minutes. Okay? Just a straight, steady effort, just going for rounds. Questions, comments, concerns, advice on modifications needed.
Can you have the timer face the screen for those of us who are going to be doing the time jump rope?
Always, yes. Okay. All right, guys, let's start this party. I'm going to set our clock for 12 minutes. Go ahead and crank your Little Mermaid soundtrack if you like. You are all muted. All right. Starting in 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. I absolutely love the kiddie pool in the background, Mara. So good. Very nice. Really strong. Keep it going, guys. You're almost at the halfway point. Remember, we're doing as many rounds as we can in 12 minutes, so we're almost halfway. All right, guys, about 4 minutes left. You've got about a third of your workout left. Really, really good. Keep it moving. Two-minute warning, guys. 2 more minutes left. You've been at it for 10 minutes. Good work. All right, you've got 30 seconds left, guys. Don't quit now. Ten seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Nice job. Very good. Julia, what were you using for your cleans?
Still got my jumbo pack of beans in a box.
Beans in a box.
Not quite heavy enough, but I can.
Hey, okay. That's okay. I'm trying to think of like what left at the last one by the afternoon, so I can tell you. There are still a couple couple of barbells, but they're the big men's bars. Most of the plates are taken.
I ordered some stuff that'll hopefully arrive this week, so we'll see.
Oh, okay, good.
The sellers on Amazon that aren't Amazon themselves, so
Yeah.
overpriced. But
Yeah, there have been. I was going to say there have been some pricey people on Facebook. Among all these Facebook for fitness, and people backing up on regular equipment, like used.
Yeah, like
definitely like work.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and people are basically charging, like, basically they're taking, our gym is a little over 3 years. How long ago I was very good care. New prices right now. It's just fucking awful, and I get, like, some people are defending it and saying, like, okay, and this is a luxury item, and for people till Rogue makes a new barbell, because all that manufacturing has to stop. So I get that, but at the same time, like, fuck you. Like, don't charge me full price for, there's a rower on there. Our rowers are the top of the line, brand new ones. This one's like 2 generations older for the price of a brand new rower, and it's been well used. And I'm like, no, you're an asshole. Like, you're just not a good person. Like, maybe you can get away with it. Maybe it's legal. You're still just a shitty earthling, and we don't need you. Our gene pool doesn't need you.
Totally.
It might also be people who lost their income.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And there's
like,
something
I
shitty,
get, like, we're all trying to, like, at the same time, it's like, just because, I don't know, I still feel like it's preying on people a little bit.
It is. Totally is.
The one defense that one guy did that I thought was okay. He didn't upcharge. He charged a fair price for his stuff, from what I could see. And what he said was basically he was able to sell off equipment at, like, maybe it was a little aggressive pricing, but like fair but aggressive. But he sold off all of his old stuff. He gave away his brand newest stuff to his members to borrow. And then when he reopens, he will repurchase new versions of everything with the money that he made from selling the old stuff. So he kind of upcycled his, and I'm like, okay, I can respect that a little bit. But I don't know. It's there's a lot of gray there, and to, like, into stuff. When we come back, you bring it back. If you bring something, credit card. If you don't, okay, and you see, I'm on 2 minutes. Stop looking at Facebook. Away. How kind of waiver is that a whole? Anywho.
Some gyms have really bad culture. We've been pretty lucky and good about
it. And if I had a bad gym culture, I wouldn't have loaned you guys equipment. Like, if I didn't like you guys and I thought you guys were all a bunch of jerks, I'd be like, yeah, sorry, we can't loan on equipment, and we'll see you in July when the gym reopens. Like, whatever. Like, I don't know. It's going to be an interesting world when we come back to non-social distancing, social proximity, whatever it is. All right, kids, part 2. Now, I realized when I sent out the email, I got the same question twice today from people. So hopefully it was clear when you looked at on the whiteboard. It may not have been as clear when I emailed it, because I kind of changed. We're doing 2 movements, and we're alternating the 2 movements. Doing descending reps of one and 8 reps of other, alternating between the 2 movements. So we are doing jumping, alternating lunges. Okay, idea here. All right, dynamic between those lunges. Each time you step forward is 1. In front of the hips. So we're starting out with descending reps of our jumping lunges and ascending reps of our sit-ups. So we start at 20 and we change by 2 reps, 20, 18. So basic start out 20. Okay, that's going to definitely blow up. Drop and do 2 sit-ups. Then you do alternate lunges. 4 to get legs and send much while your abs begin to suffer. So it's going to be a fun one for sure. Okay. Does that make a little more sense, or was that confusing at any point, or is it just those 2 people that texted me? No, we're good. Awesome, awesome. So if the jumping lunges aren't working, you can just do stepping lunges. That's totally fine. These are quick transitions between the 2 movements. So I expect you to get up and get down really fast. So kind of semi-secret burpees are in there. And really make sure that when you're doing that lunge, you're really getting to full extension each time you're jumping out into those lunges. So what do I mean by that is, let's not slack off and be here. Let's really get down, try and get into a 90-degree angle on that front leg. Think about where you are when you do a jerk. You know, you can do like a split jerk and you can be here and you're not really getting a whole lot out of this, right? Let's instead really pretend we're getting down. Obviously we don't touch our back knee when we jerk, otherwise something's going wrong. But really jump into that lunge deeply, right? Be diligent about that, even if that means slowing it down, especially at the beginning. For the lateral, just be careful of that. You volunteer, other than just like, hey, let's be careful. Okay? Groovy? All right. Questions, comments, concerns? Speak now or forever hold your hour time.
So each leg going forward is 1, right? Okay.
Trust me, you the alternative. Oh, everybody should be on mute. Here we go, starting in 10 seconds. Starting with 20. Looking good, guys. We are 6 minutes in, 2.5 minutes in, excuse me. Reading that backwards. What? Good work, guys. 4 minutes in. That's a little now. So I can't quite see when everyone's on. We're coming up on that 7-minute mark. Looking good. Just keep moving. Your legs should be pretty much smoked by now, and your abs should be starting to hurt. All right, that looks like the set of 4 for Zena on those jumping lunges. That's good. Almost there. Good work, guys. Looks like we are at 9:37 for Zena's finish. Good stuff. Almost there to the 10-minute mark. Patrick, I don't know if you're done or if you're just down on the ground. Oh, thumbs up, he's done. Good job. All right, that's 10 minutes right there. Very nice, guys. Finish strong. Excellent sit-ups, Mara. Very, very good. Bonus points for Julia and Mara for doing this outside and getting some sunshine.
Oh man, those first rounds. Good
Yeah,
workout.
those jumping lunges are a lot of work. They're really terrible.
Yeah, but in the third round, I was like, man, my legs really hurt. And I was like, I can't wait till I get to the end. And then I got to the end, and then the crunches really hurt, the sit-ups.
Towards the end, my legs were recovering. Like they didn't hurt, but I was in danger of just falling over.
Well, you know, it's interesting. A workout like this is a really great way to test your lactic threshold.
I don't know
You
what
can see, so lactic threshold is basically when your body switches from from one energy source to another using the lactate that is in your system to fuel the ADP, so the adenosine triphosphate that actually powers your cells and the tissues and everything. You switch from an anaerobic to aerobic use of energy. So your 3 energy pathways starts out with your phosphogenic, which is your energy that is readily available in your cells. So that when you're startled and you move quickly, or you have a 1 rep max, that's phosphagen. Okay, you can do it holding your breath. You don't need any actual fuel. It's already in your system. Your oxidative pathway is your aerobic pathway. You breathe air in, which has enough oxygen in it that gets into your bloodstream, that then gets converted through several processes into energy in your cells. That takes a while to turn on. In between is your glycogen, your glycolytic pathway. So that's the food you eat, the carbs you eat that gets converted to ATP. So transitioning from your glycolytic to your oxidative pathway is you basically are using lactate, a chemical within your system and part of the process of the aerobic or oxidative pathway. And where you make that shift is important. they're about the that is similar to toast. So, anyway, who would with their coach, with their team, they would swim a certain number of laps and then prick their finger. They do like a little blood test right there poolside and immediately test the levels of lactate in their system to see where their lactic threshold was within a boundary of about 10 seconds. So it's a really, really interesting thing. And you can feel it when you know what you're looking for. You feel that point where it's like, okay, I can do this. This is tiring. And then you're like, you get that sort of that, oh, fuck moment. So yeah, that's what you, your lactic threshold.
Okay. I mean, I understood.
Yeah. No, is it's when you when he yeah. Julia, you disappeared. Oh no, there you are. You're in the distance. I see you. Hi.
So is that
Talking
like
about
when
lactic
there's a
threshold.
longer Metcon and some people, even though everybody slows down, some people are able to keep moving and some people kind of just.
Yep.
Okay.
Bonk. Bonk. There's you can extend that by eating. So loaded and extending your glycolytic pathway. Doesn't really work that way. If you like have a pasta dinner the night before, it doesn't really do much. But anyway, yes, when you bonk, it's because you don't have enough blood sugar, you don't have enough glycogen in your system, and you're not able to sustain that effort anymore. And you can't transition to your oxidative pathway yet. And so you bonk, you crash, you have like a total extraordinary fatigue. That's your lactic threatening.
So is that like where
and sometimes 3 hours. So you want to hydrate at least. And if you're not in great condition, you'll probably have some goo packets, some of those, like, and it's basically sugar. For Ironman, which is, for me, it took me 14 and a half hours to finish food. And so you can't eat on the swim, you have to eat on the bike, and you can't eat on the run. You can drink on the run, you just can't do it, you're jostling too much. So on the bike, I had liquid food that was like, it was like a milkshake, fancier, but it had proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. It was like a full, complete meal, and it was very difficult to eat it. But had I not eaten that, I would have had zero energy by the time to bike ride. So by the time I'm into the run, a marathon, I was 11 hours in. So yeah, or well, 10 hours in. And so yeah, I had to eat because just you have nothing in your system at all. You burn through, phosphogenic was gone fast. Glycolytic, there's nothing just left in your system, and you don't have enough in your oxidative system to really sustain you. So yeah, it's really interesting, like what happens as soon as you eat, and then you give yourself 20, 30 seconds, or excuse me, sometimes it's 20, 30 minutes, depending on what it is. Sugars hit your bloodstream real fast. So you have that Fig Newton, exactly. You should feel that within a minute or two. A sports drink or something like that, too, like Gatorade or whatever, it's just basically sugar water. But slower digesting lasts longer. So yeah, we would eat, and we made like basically like Rice Krispie cakes, things like that, like meals, egg burritos. Yeah, yeah. So nutrition, sports nutrition. And to deal with in CrossFit because we're doing high intensity, short stuff, hour-long sessions at the most. You know, Murph is an anomaly. There are longer workouts than Murph, but even for Murph, I don't even drink water. An hour. That's why I tell you in class, unless you're like, you've got something going on and you're dehydrated like chronically, you don't need water during class. You don't need your net to you. That's ridiculous. We just work. You don't need it. So you need it. You may be satiated with some water.
Tactic. That's all it is. I know that.
I'm taking a break. Like water. I'm like, I can't. I need to stop.
Yeah, and the psychological piece of that is more powerful than the actual biological thing. When people think that they need to keep getting, and like I don't ever like to shame anyone, as you know, but like if you're getting water in the middle of the workout more than once, I'm like, no, you're but don't tell me that you need water. You don't need water. Have water after. So. Fun sports nutrition with Matt. Extra stuff. So guys, I'm going to post it this afternoon because I'm waiting for an updated graphic. Woo! I'm going to post two things today, actually, because I just got something in. Two things are happening that are exciting. Well, there are multiple things. So I will tell you, and then I'll post out some emails and stuff. So Dr. Dillon, I told everyone about it in class yesterday, but I'm going to send out an email blast about it. Dr. Dillon Mon is one of the doctors, the chiropractors over at the Source Chiropractic, where Mandy and Austin both were working at one point. And he is going to be leading us through some guided breathwork and meditation classes. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings. We're going to go at 8 a.m. on Zoom, and I'm going to send out the link for that. So I will post on Facebook as well, and we will save those and post them to our YouTube channel as well, so you can watch them afterwards if 8 a.m. doesn't work for you, or if your face doesn't work, or whatever else. So check. They're going to be really more information, email blast. I'm really excited about this. This is going to be some sort of mental health kind of just good overall stuff. Just a good way to start your day at 8 a.m. if you're not too early of a riser. So I'm really excited about doing that. That's number one. Number two, we're banging out the details, and I don't have the schedule just yet, but you guys know Enrique Reyes. He's one of our members. He is a hairstylist. So he's got a salon in Alameda. Now, like, very, very happy with everything that he to be doing a home care guide. Homeschool tips and tricks for those parents out there. So check that out. Tips and tricks. You know, you can call them, should be fun. Anybody that'll be fun who wants them doing cool seminar. Just saying online order for that'll ship direct to you. So I'm going to get all that put together and sent out, and I'll show you what it looks like. It's really cool. It's got a gas mask and it just looks awesome. It says Sequoia. Since we're at SQCF, Sequoia CrossFit, we're playing on that Sequoia quarantine CrossFit. So still using the Q. So it's a really cool design. She came up with a bunch of different options, and I feel like this is the best one. So it'll be a great Bella Canvas t-shirt that the same sizing that we are familiar with. So good quality. So cool. Keep reading your emails.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And Patrick, it looked like you were breaking out your bow, so I want to see your bow. I'll see you later. Bye.
Okay.
Nice. Very nice. So do you really find a lot of benefit from that counterweight?
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's just like physics of it is that it's called a stabilizer, and like if you have if you were to hold like a 2-pound weight at the end of like something this long, right? You could move it around easily, right? If you had that 2-pound weight on the end of a long stick, it'd be a lot harder for you to move the whole thing, right? Like it kind of
right.
It's the same thing with a bow. If you've got a weight that's really short, like the farther out you push this, the easier it is for you to hold steady.
To keep it still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It may be hard to hold it up, and like guys that are shooting like a target bow, like doing competition, they'll have like a 3-foot-long stabilizer off the front.
Yeah. Stoked about. So mine has, I know my internet's kind of freezing up, but it has this screw right in front. Can you still see my image?
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it.
So I've got that screw so I can do a stabilizer. I've got this screw so I can do an arrow rest, and then I've got this one so I can do sights. So over time, I'm definitely going to do that. And so I found out that this is, I knew, but this is absolutely an identical clone to a Samick Sage, which is now made by like SAS, I think. I think they bought the rights to it. They sell the Sage. But SAS makes a hunting kit for this, which is an arrow rest and a sight with a built-in quiver.
Yeah.
And so I'm getting used to, and I've got to get some sort of arrow rest because I'm starting to like already scuff up like the built-in one here, which is, it's okay. I don't mind it getting scuffed from use, but I want to get an arrow rest for it. And just like, I don't want to go like 50 million accessories from the beginning. I want to learn how to shoot it right.
Yeah.
But I'm really thrilled that I can go kind of nuts with it. I want to get silencers because it is a little bit noisy. It does twang, which I knew that it would do that. I read about that in the reviews. But yeah, I definitely want to start accessorizing.
So I'd shoot the bow for a day, and I'd have to readjust all my pins after a day because the sight housing had moved a little bit from like just the vibration, which is like a manufacturing defect. That shouldn't happen. And I could have like warranted it or something, but it was like a $20 or $40 sight. So I was like, I'm just gonna get a new one, and I got a really nice one, and I like it. But
what did you get? What?
certain distances. It works pretty well. So I think you can stay in here.
Oh yeah, now it came back. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I know what the 5-pin thing is. Yeah, and then do you have an LED on it too?
But like this top housing is like see-through, and if I get it in the sun, it turns like this bluish color that you're seeing it as right now, and so it dims it a little bit, so there's less light coming through, so your pins aren't like overblown. And if there's not much light, that's really clear, and it lets in as much light as it can get. But I mean, yeah, I like.
And then which arrow rest do you use?
Well, my arrow rest is specific to a compound bow. I think all of this stuff is specific to a compound. But I have a Hamskea hybrid hunter arrow rest, and it's a drop bed, so. So
Nice.
we can walk down and you can see.
And is it a drop away one or?
Yeah, it's a drop way. And I think drop ways really only are done with a compound. I think with a you don't really have drop.
I can't. Which, I mean, but all of the whatever, it's got to just which one.
Yeah, I think so I started shooting a little bit more outside too.
Yeah, it's just really fun, and it's quiet, and I sit and listen to a podcast and just shoot. And I got myself a straw bale and painted a little target on it. I might print out or buy some paper targets so I can like be a little bit more accurate.
Yeah.
But I feel like I want to get the sight because I want to start getting consistent with how I'm aiming. I'm sort of guesstimating each time.
Yeah.
The air. And it's not,
I mean,
so
I'm
not
sure
being
doing that gives
consistent.
a lot of like feel and like intuition, but in terms of like a consistent, repeatable practice, a site.
Yeah, and I'm really right now. I mean, I'm not at a huge long range. I only have 20 yards of distance, which is fine for right
20,
now.
20 is pretty far or a pretty good distance for a recurve anyway. Like,
yeah,
a lot of people who are practicing at the archery range only shoot 20 or 30 yards if they have a recurve.
Yeah.
Like if you have a compound, then yeah, you'll shoot 40, 50, 60 regularly. One thing that really helps and is a little bit more motivating is to see, is to actually score, like shoot a string of some number of arrows and score it, and then keep track of your score over time and see if it gets better. It's fun.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. And for right now, I'm just trying to like drill what I being as repeatable as possible right now. So I'm not trying to PR anything. I'm trying to think about it in terms of weightlifting. It's like I'm just doing drills of like hip extensions and whatever else, making sure that my mechanics, so that after I've got that just sort of as my motor pattern, then I can start playing with sights and start playing with distance and get heavier limbs on it, and all those kinds of fun things that I know I'll eventually get to. But it's just enjoyable as shit, and I've only lost one arrow. It went straight through the fence.
Yeah, I put one arrow through our fence, and it happens, but you gotta still make sure your backstop area is pretty solid.
Yeah, there's a lot behind me, so I'm not worried about it. Planned out. I saw a really cool design where you basically take one of the horse stall mats like we have at the gym, and you hang it up. And you have like a little brace for it and hang it up so that if the arrow does, and you have it flopping on the bottom, so it absorbs a lot of energy.
Yeah,
and it's pretty hard to shoot.
Through that very far if it was hanging like that.
Yeah, I mean, even if you shot a broadhead at it, it would probably penetrate, but I doubt it would go all the way through.
Yeah. Well, when we're all done with this, we can go shoot together.
Oh yeah, we're absolutely going to go. Okay, and Redwood's right here, so that range, I am really looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, it's fun. The course it's like golfing, except a lot more fun than golfing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because you walk the course and you have long shots, you have short shots. It's fun.
Later, and we're good.
You too. Yeah.